Rachael. Hey, cook.
I'm going to tell you what was happening. I was backstage and then I realized that my sweatshirt was on backwards. And so I was trying to switch it and it wasn't going good. No. Anyway, hi guys, thanks for coming by.
Well, now we get to see the awesome Purple Rain shirt,
Absolutely.
right?
It was a little bit cold back there, but it's warmer here because the lights. So
yeah,
it's
you got all
working
the
out.
lights. Now you are native to the Minneapolis, right?
Indeed I am. Where are you from?
Orlando.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so I've gotten a chance to, I had to, I went from Orlando to Minneapolis to here. And I didn't realize that I guess 2, stops down from my terminal was a giant Prince shop.
Yes.
And I missed it.
Dude, next time.
Next time. I'll be back up there in November, so.
Oh, wonderful. What are you doing out that way?
Another convention,
Nice.
Doing the same, doing the same thing.
You're going to Ohio? I'll be in Ohio if anyone.
Yes,
Yeah.
GalaxyCon Columbus.
Yep.
Make the trip over, I guess, Midwest. I don't always say East, but Midwest.
Yeah.
So when you do these shows, do you get a chance to do much exploring, or is it airport, hotel, convention center, hotel, airport?
Like last night, I went to the Winchester Mystery House tour, which was great. I saw 0 ghosts, but definitely for the best.
Do you believe?
It was really cool. I mean, like, I say no, but if you left me there by myself overnight, I'm sure I would have pretty different thoughts. Yeah, I don't want to say no and possibly anger the spirits.
Right, and next thing you know.
Exactly. But that was really cool. And then we went for a beautiful Italian meal down in the Italy area at the mall, because I love them all. Because I'm a 90s girl, so I can't help it. Went with Harvey, Julian, and his sister Amada.
Oh, they're amazing.
Yes, and it was a really fun little crew we got together, so it was great.
That's amazing. I love that, events like this, like GalaxyCon, get to bring people together, maybe that you've either never met before or haven't seen in many, many years.
It's so wonderful. I always tell people, like, I never thought I would know this many wrestlers. It's so cool. I was hanging out with all 3 of the Blues Clues guys. It was all of the Blues. It was great. No, that's the dog. It was, the Steves.
Do you get starstruck at all by anybody whenever, especially at conventions?
Let me see. John Cleese is at this one, which is pretty incredible. He and I worked together a very long time ago. Specifically, my character in this movie, Scorched, is very upset at his character. You've seen this movie?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
You're the guy who
I'm the
saw
one.
it? You're the one.
Yes,
That's
I
amazing.
think it's on, is it on Tubi? Where did I see it? I saw it within the past year.
That's incredible. I really did not think you were going to. Thank you for watching that.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm going to try to describe this, but you could probably do a better job. His character is this sort of insufferable, TV business personality, sort of like local celebrity. My character gets very mad at him and wants to egg his house and torment him. And yeah, it's ridiculous. So seeing John Cleese here, I'm a little bit starstruck because I'm just so impressed by his body of work and his legacy. And I didn't want to bother him again, but he's just so cool.
I mean, your body of work is, for any 90s, I grew up, as a teenager in the 90s, so of course your film's very influential.
Thank you very much.
And of course, more recently, you've gotten the chance to expand into the Star Wars universe, the DC universe. Are there any other maybe bucket list universes that you would like to dive into and work with?
Oh man, gosh, I feel so lucky to have been part of Final Fantasy. I love the bits of play I've got to do with my friend Seth Green and Matt Sarenrick that they do with Robot Chicken. I feel so lucky to be part of that. My goodness, I'll always be proud of the legacy that, Josie and the Pussycats is now sort of built behind it. I love that movie. I love that team. Is there another one that I'm trying to infiltrate actively right now? I can't say I could think of one. Open to suggestions, put it that way.
and you've done a great job diving into, at one point, something that was seen as kind of taboo, and that is the Hallmark movies, especially the
Oh,
Hallmark.
we could talk about it. It's not that controversial. It's
Right,
okay.
but at one point it was like, oh, we're doing Hallmark movies, but now like everybody wants to do these Hallmark, especially Christmas movies, right?
They should. It's great fun. It's great fun. It's positive. They have such a knack, that company, of hiring and, first of all, really lifting up and empowering women. I just really am impressed to walk into their, meetings with the brass, and it's just all ladies, and it feels really good. Yeah, they've been incredible for me to work with over the years. I will always be grateful to that network. I feel like they hired me when nobody else wanted to. So I have a lasting loyalty that I feel for them.
Are you super into Christmas?
I love Christmas. I'm not a Grinch monster. What are you talking about?
Well, I
Of
mean,
course, Milo.
Like how much like I
How
mean,
much am I into? Like,
yeah,
do I
how much
decorate
are
or-
you into? Right? Do you decorate? Like, do you put things outside?
I mean, no, I don't think I have like the outside things. Like, I don't know. I decorate. Let me see. On a scale of like 1 to Hallmark, I would put myself around a 5. That's a high bar. Let's admit.
All right, I get
So
it.
yeah.
I like it.
But I forgot one universe that we're building out. He's here. I've been working with this director, Kyle Higgins, who's creating this. He's great, right?
Kyle is great. Yeah, he does a lot of our shows here.
Mm-hmm. And we did a true crime, sort of in quotes, podcast called "Who Is No One" that I voiced with Patton Oswalt, who I think is the coolest. That's a very complicated, sort of deep, multi-level. Multiverse. I don't know what the hell Kyle's doing. It's very complicated. Every time I see him, he says that he's made it, 6 more dream levels down, and it's very neat. If you're someone who's good with details and, sort of like, yeah, again, like the deep dive of things.
I feel like he has so many hands and so many cookie jars. It's crazy. But again, to make those connections at events like this is
Yeah, it's rad. I met Kyle at a convention, and then, he was just like, we should talk about this thing that I'm putting together. I was like, yeah, absolutely. You seem like a smart, fun person. And then, here we are because of cons,
Right.
doing a little bit of business later.
And then speaking of cons, I mean, you go in and you do a movie like Josie and the Pussycats, many years ago, and then I don't want to say many years ago, but
It was many, it's
you
fine.
know what I mean. You know what I mean.
It's okay, Milo.
But you don't necessarily, at that point, when there wasn't conventions like this, so you don't necessarily get to feel, you can see the box office numbers or see those, but you don't necessarily get to feel that love. And now when you come to shows like GalaxyCon, can you share a little bit about what that's like to hear those stories, see people like right in the eyes and hear those stories?
Yeah, it's really, really cool because if I've talked to, I guarantee you I've said this to at least 2 people in this room, so forgive me, I'm repeating myself, but sometimes, when people come up to my table and are nice enough to sort of ask about my experience, they go, do you like doing this? I'm like, yes, I really do, because first of all, my kids have like a lot of notes on my job performance, and everyone here is lovely. So I appreciate that. And also, like, in LA, people watch, like, like the sort of cool kid industry shows, which are wonderful. We all love those too. But I don't very often get to meet the people who actually consume the work that I do, like almost ever. So I go, I do these jobs, I hear from people online sometimes, and that all seems very, real and wonderful, but at a distance. So this is my opportunity to meet you guys and say thank you back. So I really appreciate it. So just truly, thank you. I get to continue because you're clicking and by default supporting me and my family. So I appreciate that.
I think that's a good segue here into, again, we have a live microphone. If you do have questions, feel free to start lining up. And while people, if we have folks lined up, I'm going to ask you about an upcoming project. There She Goes, right? Loosely based, tightly based. Where is that on the scale of your life?
It's going to be very easy for people to think that I conceptualized this or that it was my idea. It was neither. We are doing what I would call lightly cannibalizing my life.
Okay.
There She Goes is a romantic comedy about a woman who made a lot of rom-coms early on, but who never found true love herself, stopped making those movies because she felt that she was peddling a lie, and her journey back home, where she has to throw an anniversary party for her dysfunctionally married parents, where she reconnects with her high school boyfriend. You know where this is going. I see you. I appreciate that. So my love interest is played by my dear friend Utkarsh Ambudkar from Ghosts, if you guys watch that. He's the husband on that.
Yep. He just
so
hosted the
funny.
Tony Awards.
He's such a rock star. I cannot even handle it. He's like the coolest person I know. It's ridiculous. Ryan Hansen's in the movie. It was very funny. Great, great cast.
Hello, what's your name?
Gabriel.
Hi, Gabriel.
I just want to say hi.
Hey, Gabriel. It's good to see you. I appreciate you.
That's pretty much it.
Nice to meet you, man. Pleasure. Right on. Ooh, that was an easy one. This is going great.
Hi, Rachel. I met you yesterday.
I remember you, hon.
I wanted to ask of any voice, like in cartoons in Marvel, DC, what's a character that you want to do or wanted to do in the past?
I could really, I need ideas on this. I don't live in that world in terms of like what's coming up. I'm not trying to take anybody's job. I think that would sound a little bit crazy.
Because there's the multiverse, so you can totally do it.
Oh, I would. What is it?
The multiverse, so you could voice anyone.
Oh, then let's say that. I don't know. Definitely the most ridiculous voices I've got to do are probably for Robot Chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'm like, Seth, what is this? He's like, oh, it's Japanese, but don't worry, we wrote it out phonetically. I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is a bad idea. Like, you just never know what you're gonna get. So that's been great. Playing Jason Wilson in Star Wars or Old Republic is the most sort of either sides of a character in terms of polarity that I've ever had the opportunity to play. So I love that job for that. I want to know what the multiverse thing is at another point, though. If you don't mean the Who Is No One thing.
Oh, like there's like a show called What If, so where they bring other actors to play like Iron Man, Hulk, Wanda. Like
I would be a great Hulk. I think everyone here agrees.
so, like I could totally see doing the Scarlet Witch. Just saying.
Okay.
Wanda. So, but
I will look up this witch.
Put it
Well,
out,
thank you.
put it out there in the universe.
yes. Put it out in the.
Thank you.
Hello, what's your name?
Hi, Kevin.
Hi,
Hey,
Kevin.
Kevin.
So
again.
I had a question about Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
So, what was kind of the audition process like, and did you realize how big of a franchise and that Final Fantasy VII was?
I had heard of it. Like, Final Fantasy had enough of a, fandom around it that even someone who knows nothing about it, like me, knew that it was a very major opportunity. So I, did my very, very darndest when I went to this audition. I remember they played the original, and then what they did is they sort of said to me, like, try to convey this sentiment, and then obviously we will adjust the dialogue where the lip flaps aren't sort of matching up. And then the hardest part about that audition or that job is that you read the line back about 3 times, you do your best, and then they go, okay, hold on. And then they just disappear. And you don't know if you were terrible, if they're changing words. You have no idea what's coming back. You don't know what they're gonna say. And it's never been like, what were you thinking? Or, other such questions. But yeah, then they come back and sort of adjust. But for that period, you're sort of just totally in the dark while they're working hard trying to figure out how to make it the best it can be. I did not think I was going to get that part at all because I do not sound like the woman the actress who voiced the original. So I thought there was no way I was getting that part. I was like, oh, that was interesting. It's cool they got me that meeting. I could not believe I was cast.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Hey, Matt,
Hey.
what's going on?
Well, not a whole lot, but I was just gonna say, watched the hell out of Josie and the Pussycats back when I was a kid. Me and
Thank you,
my friends
Matt.
loved that movie. Incredible, and you did great in Scorch also. I saw that one.
You're the other one.
Yeah, with Woody Harrelson was in it too, right?
Yes, he
Yeah,
was.
great movie. And 11/14, awesome movie. Anyways,
Very impressed you saw
my
that.
question was just, Who's a rock star?
You are. Jeff, stop it. Thank you.
That's all.
Thank you. Well played.
Hello, what's your name?
Hello, good to see you again.
I'm Joshua. What is your favorite? I have so much. I have like free question, but what is your favorite '90s band?
90s band?
Like, there's like a lot, but
Let me think. You know, one of the other fun things about cons is running into old friends. And my old friend, we had the same management team when we very first started out as teenagers. This is a good segue to his band, of which I could not name a song, but I'll do this as a shout out to my old and now new again friend, Josh Keaton. I will say it is No Authority.
No Authority.
Quick hand for No Authority. Just kidding. Josh would kill me.
Yeah, it was Josh. Josh Keaton was in a boy band.
Yeah, completely. So let's just go with that. And of course, NSYNC, because Joey's the best. And if any of you have ever been to any other convention, you have met or should meet Joey Fatone, because no one's having more fun in this life than Joey Fatone.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Amy.
Hey, Amy.
I love She's All That.
Oh, thank you.
I've seen it way too many times.
Not too many.
Do you have a fond memory of filming that?
Yeah, I remember. I just couldn't believe I sort of got that part. I felt really lucky to be cast in that. I really felt like it captured just who I sort of was at that time. So the fact that it sort of resonated with people, in retrospect, I'm like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. I wasn't exactly acting, 40 degrees from my natural sort of center of being. It was pretty lined up. And Freddie Prinze Jr. was so nice to me, and I remember thinking that I wanted to be friends with Tamara Mello because I thought she was so funny. She plays Chandler, one of the popular girls. And funny enough, about, I don't know, probably 6 years ago now, I realized that a friend of mine knew her. And I was like, could you reconnect me with Tamara? I just always kind of wanted to be friends with her, and it would just be nice to know how she's doing. And now we are very good friends. So that's
awesome.
a fun memory.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then along the lines of She's All That, what was your initial thoughts watching Not Another Teen Movie?
I need to watch this movie so I don't seem like I'm avoiding it or like I'm a hater. I just never was like, oh, I should watch this and see what they did. I don't know why I wasn't super curious like I should be. But I saw the clips in the trailer. I thought it looked really good. I was just like, that's great. Have fun.
Hi.
Hi, my name's Joe. We chatted a little bit on Friday.
How's it going, Joe?
Going pretty good.
Right on.
I just had a question about Josie and the Pussycats. I just kind of rewatched it last year for the first time in a while, and still holds up. I love it. It was great.
Thank you.
I think I had kind of forgotten all the people that were in it. So I guess one question I had was just, do you have any, how did it feel for you at that point to be like working with Parker Posey and Alan Cumming? Because I adore them both. So.
You picked, you definitely picked the two people that I was fully idolizing to name 100%. I had wanted to be like Parker ever since I became acquainted with her work after playing the younger version of her in a movie called House of Yes that Freddie Prinze is actually also in.
Right.
So then I watched Party Girl, and of course I knew her work from her Christopher Guest movies, and I just thought she was the coolest human being that I had ever laid eyes on. Still pretty sure that that's true. So when I found out that she wanted to come play and do the part of Fiona and Josie, I could barely believe it. And I think she didn't know until she started working with Alan how much fun she could have with the role. And then those two just like ran it all the way off the rails and made it the wonderful piece of work that it is from the both of them. They're some of my favorite scenes. I can't even handle it. So good.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Arthur. I have a question about Josie. It's one of my favorite movies.
Hit me, Arthur.
When they were putting it together, the casting, how did they look at in terms of if you could sing, if you could play instruments, I mean, for you and
Not
everybody else.
closely enough, Arthur. Definitely not. There's no way I would have been cast in that movie right now. Not in a million years. They would have had somebody who can, act the part. I know dancing wasn't necessary, but there's a million actresses who can sing now. I think that the reason I got that part is actually because I auditioned for the director's previous movie, Can't Hardly Wait, which is a fun party movie from the late 90s, which is definitely worth watching if you guys haven't seen it yet. And they were already sort of cast in the role that I had gone in for, but they remembered me from that. And then, yeah, exactly. So that's sort of a good life lesson. Like, you never know what something can bring about. Even a no can bring about a yes. Because I didn't even have to audition for Josie, which is completely insane. They did say, they took me to Babyface Kenny Edmonds' studio, and they were like, look, if you can carry a tune, we can work wonders in here. You're singing in the movie. And I was like, I'm going to sing in the movie. And then I sang for them, and they were like, you are not singing in this movie. I was like, oh, no. Sad face. But still, like, unbelievable experience that would not happen if that was going on again today. But yeah, very, very grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, I like your skirt.
Thank you.
So cool.
Thanks. My name is also Rachel. We talked about
Yes,
that
good to see you, Rachel.
Yes.
She spells it the classic way.
I do, yeah. So I actually am a really big Psych fan, so I was going to ask you about Psych and kind of how that came to be. I imagine it kind of dovetails from the last question, too, which is good.
I don't know. I think only one other person I think has asked me that question, maybe ever or in recent days, which was that how that came about is that my manager at the time also still represents Corbin, obviously Burnson, and he was like, actually, Rachel would be really right for the show. You guys should keep her in mind for an episode. And then a really great opportunity came up where they were going to have this character that was actually going to return, which had not happened, I don't think, in the history of the show up to that point. So I felt very lucky to be able to do that. So that's the origin story there. I was really scared going into that set. I was like, they're all so in pocket with their characters. They're so loose with it. You really feel like you're playing in someone else's yard. It's a little bit intimidating. But they were so welcoming. And when you've had a job as long as they had that one, they're kind of excited for just like, fresh meat to show up to play with and inspire them and, to try different things and to bounce stuff off of, for, their characters' perspectives. And yeah, it was just a good time.
Good. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm guessing your question was stolen.
Oh, I did not do any of that. No, I always say, like, I'm about jobs. Like, I'm about stunt people jobs. And what I will not or don't want to do has employed a lot of people. So, yeah, she did great. Thank you.
Oh.
Hi, Rachel.
Hello, how's it going?
I'm Lawrence.
Nice to meet you, Lawrence.
Other than Winona Ryder, what other actress would you say you would compete for roles with?
Oh, well, first of all, thank you. She's stunning. Compete? I don't, I'd say, like, who do they call me? Who do I get the call if someone else was busy? Let me think.
Yes.
If I had to guess, I'm not sure. Maybe if Rachel Bilson said no to something, they would call me.
Yeah.
Another little tiny Rachel
I
with
could
big
see that,
eyes,
yeah.
maybe that.
I could see that.
I don't know. I'm not sure. They don't my agents protect me from this information. They would probably think I would find it upsetting. If they're like, here's the 3 people who are busy, so here's how you got this job.
Thank you, you're great.
Thank you, I appreciate you.
Hello, what's your name?
Hi, Red.
Hi, Red.
Y'all stole my psych questions.
How dare you.
I had to come up with a new one real fast.
Okay.
But okay, so like the first time I saw you was in She's All That, and I love it. And then I rewatched it,
you.
and then I was like, look at everybody, they're babies. I remember this, and I was a baby, and everyone was babies.
It was all the babies.
What is your favorite babies memory? Like, oh my gosh, and Dulé was in there, and then
I
Psych, and then
know.
everything, and the thing.
It was so funny to see Delay again on the Psych set because it brought back memories of being on set
Baby.
with him when we made She's All That, and that, like, you know, everyone who's ever seen anything Delay is in, like, knows what a, you know, legendary tap dancer he is. And he does it just because he has to. It's just like the music that is just in his body and soul. And like it can be very late at night if he just like sort of like thinks of, you know, a little sort of combination that he just like wants to work out. He'll just be like doing that over there by himself and just being awesome. And I feel like I can see like just the awesome outline of just Delay just like amusing himself, just tap dancing somewhere. Like that's a very fond memory.
That's such a great memory. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, I am a big Broadway fan, and one of the things that Broadway has been doing over the past couple years is bringing in, famous movies from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, like Mean Girls, my favorite, Back to the Future.
Nice.
Do you have a favorite movie that you would like to see an on-stage adaptation musical?
I would love to see Mean Girls, by the way. I would be so good. Danny Francesi, who plays Damien, is one of my dear friends. We did a movie a long time ago called Stateside, so I'd love to see him in whatever that is. What would I love to see made into a Broadway play? Yeah. This requires a lot more thought than I'm like ready for right now. So they did Back to the Future. That would have been cool. I don't know, maybe something fun I could take my kids to, like Adventures in Babysitting, something like that.
Ooh,
You know?
that'd be
That'd be cool. Moving sets, fun for the whole family. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud.
Maybe a Josie and the Pussycats Broadway.
That would be
play.
cool.
I think that would actually, I think that would work.
I would go opening night. That would be wonderful. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I think so. Yeah, I think. I mean, maybe with that out there in the universe. Universe too.
Oh my God, the theater actors you could get to play du jour would be incredible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up, do you have any last words that you would like to say to the folks here?
Don't make it sound like I'm gonna die. Okay, we said that we thank you, fond memories. I can't think of anything. You guys have all been so nice. Thank you for taking the time out of your Sunday. This has been a very, very hectic con. This is a lot. This takes a lot of energy from all of you. I hope you go home tonight and get some rest and feel like this was a good spend of this time for you. I appreciate you spending this time with me. Thank you.
Thank you all for hanging out with us. And before we go, would you guys like to commemorate this with a little photo, a little group photo? Yeah. All right, so we're gonna take a little stage selfie up here. So gather up by the stage, not on the stage, but by the stage.